This is you. Now go back one generation. There's your dad. Go back another. His dad. Keep going. Keep going past powdered wigs, past chainmail, past mammoths. Keep going until you find a guy squatting in the dirt, gnawing on a beetle, just trying to make it to sundown without dying. That guy is your ancestor. No name, no shoes, no idea that somewhere way down the line, he's got a descendant with a snack addiction and a mild caffeine dependency. That's you. Here's the part that should actually mess with your head. If that guy, or literally any one of the thousands of people in your direct ancestral chain, had tripped at the wrong moment, gotten eaten by something with too many teeth, or simply failed to find a mate before winter, you would not exist. Full stop. No workaround, no backup plan. You are here because 1,000 people before you refused to die when the odds said they should have. You're not lucky. You're the product of violent coincidence and stubborn biology stacked 1,000 generations deep. So let's look at exactly how close that chain came to snapping, again and again. We're ranking 5 of the deadliest stretches in human history, from bad but survivable to you might as well write your will at birth. Let's get into it. Number 5, the Ice Age. Around 20,000 years ago, during the peak of the last ice age, Earth was not a friendly place to exist. Ice sheets up to 2 miles thick buried massive stretches of North America, Europe, and Asia. Global temperatures had dropped by roughly 10 degrees Fahrenheit, turning huge portions of the planet into frozen, food-starved wasteland. If you were alive back then, your daily to-do list looked something like, don't die of hypothermia, hunt a woolly mammoth the size of a school bus, and try not to become lunch for a cave lion, one of the largest wildcats to ever exist. Home was a mammoth bone hut, or a cave shared with 40 relatives you probably didn't even like. Clothing was animal hide stitched together with needles carved from bone. Dinner meant walking up to a 6-ton animal with nothing but a sharpened stick and a prayer. And if starvation or a giant predator didn't get you, something as small as an infected cut could finish the job. No antibiotics, no vaccines, no emergency rooms. Just chewing on random plants and hoping you pick the right one. And yet, against all of it, Homo sapiens adapted, inventing better tools, mastering fire, and even producing early art like the cave paintings at Lascaux. Number 4, the dawn of agriculture. About 10,000 years ago, humanity had what seemed like a genius idea: stop chasing dinner across the continent and make dinner come to you instead. Settle down, plant crops, build something permanent. On paper, it was brilliant. In practice, it opened up an entirely new buffet of ways to die. Living in close, permanent settlements meant disease could now spread from person to person far more easily than it ever could among small, scattered, mobile groups. Diets got dramatically worse. Less protein, more reliance on a handful of staple grains, leading to widespread vitamin deficiencies and teeth that quite literally rotted out of people's skulls. And then there was crop failure. One bad drought, one locust swarm, one poorly timed flood, and an entire village could starve while staring helplessly at the sky, powerless to do anything about it. Archaeologists studying skeletons from this era have found widespread evidence of malnutrition, anemia, and dental decay far worse than anything seen in earlier hunter-gatherer populations. Farming didn't just change how humans ate, it changed how humans died. Number 3, the Mongol invasions. If you were alive in the 13th century and spotted a cloud of dust rising on the horizon, you had about 3 minutes to panic before your city stopped existing. Led by Genghis Khan, a man who treated mercy as more of a rumor than a policy, the Mongols built the largest contiguous land empire in human history, stretching from China all the way into Eastern Europe. Their strategy was brutally simple: arrive fast, hit hard, and leave nothing standing behind you. Entire cities were erased, populations were slaughtered wholesale. Survivors, when there were any, were sometimes forced into the front lines of the next siege as human shields. Mongol horse archers could hit a target from 300 yards away while riding at a full gallop, essentially inventing mobile warfare centuries before anyone had heard of a tank. Historians estimate the Mongol conquest killed somewhere around 10% of the entire global population, at a time when the world's population was already small enough that losses like that reshaped continents. Number 2, the Black Death in 1347. Europe received an unwanted delivery from Central Asia, courtesy of some extremely well-traveled fleas, and everything went downhill fast. The Black Death, caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, tore through cities and towns like a biological wildfire, riding on rats, fleas, and people who had essentially no concept of hygiene as we understand it today. Once it arrived, survival came down to luck. You could catch it from a handshake, a shared cup, or simply breathing the same air as an infected stranger. Symptoms included grotesquely swollen lymph nodes, high fever, internal bleeding, and, all too often, death within days. Historians estimate that somewhere between 30% and 60% of Europe's entire population was wiped out within just a few years. Whole villages were abandoned outright, economies collapsed overnight, and physicians wandered the streets in those now iconic beaked masks stuffed with flowers, genuinely believing bad smells were the cause, which tells you roughly how much anyone actually understood about what was killing them. Number 1. The Toba supervolcano. Around 74,000 years ago, the Toba supervolcano erupted and came close to erasing the entire human story before it really got started. The eruption blasted more than 670 cubic miles of ash and debris into the atmosphere, enough material to bury the entire continental United States. What followed was a volcanic winter so severe that sunlight was blocked for an estimated 6 to 10 years. Global temperatures dropped by as much as 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Plants died off on a massive scale. Animals starved. Ecosystems collapsed across the planet almost simultaneously. For early humans, already living on the razor's edge of finding enough calories to survive a normal day, this was close to apocalyptic. Food supplies vanished almost entirely. Once fertile landscapes turned into frozen dead zones. Rivers dried up. Forests turned into graveyards of dead trees. Some researchers estimate the total global human population may have crashed to fewer than 3,000 individuals. A genetic bottleneck so severe that, if the estimate holds, every single human alive today descends from that one small, desperate surviving population. No reliable crops, no dependable game, no real sunlight, no second chances if you got it wrong. Imagine years spent in near-permanent darkness, cold, hungry, genuinely unsure whether you'd see the next sunrise, let alone the next season. And somehow a stubborn handful of humans held on anyway. You exist today specifically because they refused to give up when almost everything around them already had. So there it is, 5 moments where the entire future of the human species, including the very specific fact of you existing, came down to a coin flip that somehow kept landing the right way. An ice age that should have frozen your ancestors out of existence. A farming revolution that traded starvation for disease. An empire that erased whole civilizations in an afternoon. A plague that took half a continent with it. And a volcano that nearly ended the species before recorded history even began. Every single one of those moments had an obvious, easy outcome. Nobody survives, and this story never gets told. Instead, somebody in your bloodline gritted their teeth, got lucky, or simply refused to quit, every single time, for tens of thousands of years in a row, without a single break in the chain. You didn't inherit luck. You inherited an unbroken streak of people who wouldn't let the streak end. So if today feels hard, remember, you're descended from someone who outran a cave lion, survived a plague with a 50-50 mortality rate, and lived through years without sunlight. You can survive Monday. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit subscribe, because natural selection is still out there working, and you don't want to be the one who breaks the streak.